This is what it's like to fly United Polaris from Los Angeles to Tokyo. No long introduction, let's just get right on the plane. On this plane, the Boeing 787-9, the Polaris cabin is a 1-2-1 setup. Single seats along the window, pairs of seats in the middle. All seats have direct aisle access. I settled into seat 7L for the 11-hour-long flight to Tokyo. Turns out the odd number seats I think are a little bit better along the window for solo travelers because the seat itself is closer to the window, which gives you more privacy, although that does make it a little bit harder to get into. Now, upon getting seated onto the plane, the flight attendants offered water or champagne in plastic cups. I took the champagne because, hey, let's live a little. All right, so let's take a closer look at the seat. It is a big, comfy kind of mini suite. It's a big permanent table to the side. There's a big touchscreen entertainment up at the front with a huge selection of movies. Below the screen, there's a small little cubby suitable for small papers or like the menu. There's a USB-A charger to the left so you can charge your phone or USB device. Below the charger is a table. We're going to see more of that table later when it's lunchtime. Below the table is the upper footrest that had a couple pairs of slippers in it, and below that was the lower footrest. Both of these footrest areas are quite small. To the left of the screen is a little coat hanger that you hang your coat or something else on. Okay, let's go ahead and turn our attention over to the area around the pedestal table. This is a big table to put stuff on. It's got a nice ambient little lamp above it that you can turn on and turn off. There's a little cubby just to the left of that lamp that had a bottle of water inside, headphones, and a mirror. The headphones were complete and utter garbage. They sounded and felt awful. I used my Sonys that I brought with me instead. Below the cubby was the old school remote control for the entertainment system. I feel like this was probably put there a long time ago before it was a touchscreen, so you don't really need this now. Maybe if you need to play some games or something like that for the gamepad feature. There's a AC power port that will accept lots of different styles of plugs and another USB-A charging port over here and a headphone jack. There's also a small LED reading light just above. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look inside the amenity kit that is placed on all of the seats. The amenity kits vary as the times change because they make them seasonal, but inside mine was an eye mask, socks, earplugs, a mini pen, toothbrush, and toothpaste, and some Therabody lotion, lip balm, and cleanser type amenities. The amenity kit itself, I think, was pretty well designed. It had a hook on it that you used to hang it up, like on the coat hanger on your seat or on the coat hanger in the back of the door in the bathroom. All right, taking a look at some more of the things that were on the seat itself. There were 2 pillows, a small one that was a relatively firm memory foam type pillow, and then a much bigger pillow. The bigger pillow was much fluffier and softer. I put the softer pillow on the bottom and then the memory foam on top. There were also 2 soft and fluffy blankets provided by Saks Fifth Avenue. I think there's 2 because for tall people like me, 1 isn't enough, so I needed 1 that was around my legs and then another one that was up around my upper body. To the right of the seat are the windows, at least on the side I was on, and on the Dreamliner, this plane, the window controls are push button. So you push this button down and it dims the window, and you push it up and it makes it brighter. There are no manual window shades to lessen or brighten the window. You got to use these buttons, but I think they're pretty cool. Just below those controls are the seat recline and bed controls. We're going to check those out later once it's time to go to sleep. Before takeoff, they took my lunch order, just the main course. I picked the Japanese meal that we'll see when it's actually lunchtime. All right, it's time to take off from LAX airport. It wasn't long before we were up in the air and then into the coastal clouds off the coast of Los Angeles. About 30 minutes after takeoff, they came by with a nice hot towel. The fasten seatbelt sign came off shortly thereafter, so let's go check out the restroom. In the Polaris cabin, there are 3 lavatories or restrooms. This one is the most forward one up by the pilots. Small but clean, infrared sinks to wash your hands, hand lotion, freshening mist, and some wrinkle releaser. There's also a big baby changing table that comes down above the toilet. This restroom is nice because it doesn't curve all weird. You can totally stand up in the whole thing if you're a 6-foot tall guy like me. All right, it was now time for drinks. To serve drinks, they push a drink cart down the aisle and then they take your order from the drink cart. In addition to United's standard soft drinks, they also had wine and champagne. I don't really like a ton of alcohol on flights. It like dehydrates me. So I got some Pellegrino sparkling water, and a can of apple juice, both with ice, and a cup of warm nuts. Everybody gets the nuts. The nuts weren't that great. They were kind of soggy instead of crispy, disappointing nuts. After about an hour, we were flying above San Francisco. This is the south end of San Francisco Bay that we're looking at, with San Jose just to the right. And the big cloudy protrusion that you see is the fog over the city of San Francisco itself, and of course, San Francisco Airport, which is why I don't really like to fly through SFO Airport. There's always weather delays there due to the low visibility. I much prefer to fly over it from LA on my way to Asia. Okay, now it was time for lunch, and since I ordered the Japanese meal, it came out as a single set on a tray. Everyone else that ordered the more Western meals got their appetizer and bread first, followed by the main course they selected. Now, you can get those Western meals as an express set where they serve it all at once. You just need to tell them when you order it. It's good. That's a good thing to do if you want to eat and then go to sleep quick. For my meal, it was a decent light meal for a flight. There was rice with corn, a really bland soup. Chicken had a sweet teriyaki sauce on it. The chicken was pleasant, some pickled radishes on the side. I mean, not a fantastic meal by any stretch of the imagination, but okay, and certainly better than what they would serve in economy. But I've definitely had better Japanese in flight, particularly on Japan Airlines and ANA. I mean, duh, I guess you would expect better Japanese meals on Japanese airlines. All right, the next cart coming by means it's time for dessert, and the choice of desserts was cheese and fruit, cheesecake, or ice cream sundae. I picked the ice cream sundae, of course, with chocolate sauce, vanilla ice cream and whipped cream, and some hot Japanese green tea to wash it down. Okay, time for bed. Now, turning this little wheel puts the seat into lie flat bed mode, and it does go down completely lie flat. Nice. I got my pillows, I got my sheets, I got my eye mask, and funny, just as I was recording this shot, they actually dimmed all of the cabin windows for sleep time. Just as they do that, the interior cabin lights kind of make a sunset display before going blue for the night. But as a 6-foot-tall guy, I fit nicely in the length of the seat, though it was a little snug width-wise. The padding, even though it doesn't seem like it's a lot, was pretty soft. I didn't feel any bumpy things that were bothering me. Just a nice, flat, comfy bed. Oh, and also before you go to sleep, you can set your screen to do not disturb or wake me for meals. Of course, I picked wake me for meals because I never like to miss a meal. Now, during sleep time, they put out a couple carts actually, with a nice selection of self-service snacks. This was the one up at the front by the pilots. There was fresh fruit, there was bottled water, chips, nuts, that kind of thing. They also had some other food you could order off a menu: tomato soup, grilled cheese sandwiches. I didn't order any of those because I just decided to stay horizontal, and I wasn't actually that hungry. 90 minutes before arrival, then it was time for the arrival meal. This is 6 or so hours after I went down for the night. The lights came back up and hot towels were again delivered. Food was a choice of scrambled eggs or a Japanese-style swordfish. I picked the swordfish because eggs, they don't sound that great, and swordfish seemed like I was maybe getting more value of the seafood. The swordfish was definitely tastier than the chicken before. It came with rice with sesame seeds and the same super bland soup that I got before. And just after about 11 hours of a really fantastic and comfortable flight, we were headed down to touchdown in Tokyo, Narita. Welcome to Japan. All right, but now that we've touched down at Tokyo, this video is not over, because the other thing you get when you fly in Polaris class is you get access to the Polaris lounges. Out of LAX, there's United clubs, which are kind of the low-end clubs, but then there's the Polaris lounge, which is just for people that have booked long-haul international business class, really nice lounge, free-flowing drinks, great buffet, cook-to-order foods. I stopped here for my meal before getting on this flight at LAX, and it was super delicious. Other airports around have Polaris lounges that look a little bit different, but all are really quite high quality. All right, so now that I am here in Tokyo, how was the flight and was it worth it? Well, how was the flight? Really good. I enjoyed it. The service was really great. All of the staff was really friendly. The food, as you heard me say before, was decent. It was not blow you out of this world. The bed was comfortable. I slept well, kind of like cat naps, holding for announcement. This flight left LAX at like 11 a.m., which is just like a hard time to sleep. I mean, now my arrival into Tokyo at 2 p.m., I'm ready to sleep now because it's like 11 p.m. where I just came from, but no, it's still daylight. I can't go to sleep. Was not luxurious though. United Polaris is not luxurious. What is luxurious? Singapore Airlines is luxurious. Emirates is luxurious. Even ANA or Japan Airlines are luxurious. If you're looking for luxury, I'm going to say United Polaris is not where it's at. Definitely take one of the other carriers. But if you're looking for something that is comfortable, has all the things you need, someplace that you can sleep with a pretty comfy bed, I think you will enjoy United Polaris. Was it worth it for me? For me, it was a mileage upgrade. I used 20,000 miles to upgrade my economy ticket into United Polaris. For whatever reason, this flight was not very full. There were still 2 seats that were empty in it. And so for 20,000 miles, I think it was a steal to upgrade from economy to Polaris. Would I pay $5,000 for it? If it was going to be that much, I would probably look at one of those other carriers. If you're wondering what my favorite Singapore Airlines business class looks like, you can check that out right here. Or if you're wondering, Chris, what about the next step down? What about United Premium Plus? Well, you can check out my review of that right here on my way to Singapore. As usual, I won't say goodbye because I'll see you in one of these videos.